start with me, Greg. Don't start with me, Greg. I don't want to hear it. I know the Squatcho Man is not at fault. I know that you kidnapped yourself.
I didn't kidnap myself.
Tried to blame it on the Squatcho Man.
How could I kidnap myself?
You turned the Kent police on the Squatcho Man.
No, there was no such thing. The KDP would never go after the Squatcho Man.
Yes, only because you misled them.
No. I did not mislead them. I did not tell them to go find the Squatcho Man. I did not say the Squatcho Man kidnapped me. I did not get kidnapped by myself. I did not. None of those things happened, Dan. Liar.
So what do you presume? Are you saying I don't see any fur on your clothes? So evidence number one that the Squatcho Man did not kidnap you.
That's what I said. He didn't.
Well, it's all over the internet that the Squatcho Man kidnapped you.
I don't know how that happened.
Well, where had you been? Like, what happened? Why weren't you available? If not kidnapped, you would never skip this podcast. So,
okay, the Squatcho Man did kidnap me. I couldn't. I wasn't. We brokered a deal. I wasn't supposed to say anything.
You brokered a deal. What
Yes.
kind of deal did you broker?
I gave him all this beef jerky from.
Squatcho Man is a vegetarian. See,
No.
The sincere problem we have right now. You don't even know your employees well enough to know whether or not they eat meat.
No, he's had Morgell's Meats beef jerky. He finds it delicious. You can find it at the Retro Emporium, Kent, where the Squatcho Man does work occasionally.
Oh, so now you're using an employee you bullied.
I did not bully this employee.
To advertise your own store.
No.
Excuse me, Anne's store.
And Morgell's Meats, of course. The finest beef jerky from Kent, Washington.
I see.
Well,
this is
the finest. Yeah, the finest. They're from Kent.
First, you discriminate against the Squatcho Man. Then he kidnaps you in a revenge plot, and now you're using him to advertise meat, which he doesn't even eat.
He eats the meat. He eats the meat.
Okay. Well,
have you ever seen him not eat it?
I have never seen Squatcho Man eat.
Then you don't know what he does or does not eat. You don't know if he eats the meat or not. How could you know?
I've only seen Squatcho Man open containers of coffee creamer.
That's true. And coffee creamer comes from what?
No, the coffee creamer that he was opening was like the oil coffee creamer. It was indeed vegan.
So
you cannot use that as an argument. I am 100% sure.
100% sure?
I am 100% sure.
100% sure.
I'm 100% sure.
Is that why? That's why it's the cream of the crop, because it's a vegan cream. It rises to the top.
Coffee mate is not real cream. That is correct.
That's why you can keep it in the desk for
That's why you can keep it in the desk forever.
Unfathomable times. I mean, well,
yes.
I don't know.
Yes, we are in unfathomable times. That is correct, but that has nothing to do with this argument.
Oh, they can be fathomed.
I see. Well, what's unfathomable?
Yes,
is bringing Teen Titans characters into Booster Gold.
It's crazy wild. Amazing.
I got out a book today.
Yeah.
I got out a book today. It's called Teen Titans: A Celebration of 50 Years.
Oh yeah.
And it has the greatest Teen Titan stories, presumably of those 50 years, as picked by the editors at DC, of course, at that time.
Of course.
And it has how many times do you think these two characters appear in those greatest stories? That are on this cover.
Well, I'm assuming Booster doesn't appear in many of those stories.
Yes.
I'm assuming Cheshire appears in a few of those stories, and Hawk definitely appears in a few of those stories.
Well, yes, you would be mostly correct. However,
Yes.
I'm looking at the new Teen Titans stories as they are advertised as from the pages of the new Teen Titans.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And while I see Hawk in the original Teen Titans stories, not seeing a lot of Hawk in the new Teen Titans stories here of the greatest stories of all time.
I can tell you why. Because of this issue of Booster Gold. They don't want this person around.
That's fair. Well, he was in Titans West, I believe. And yeah. And then what's the opposite of patricide?
Matricide?
Yeah, remember when we last read Teen Titans stories?
No, yes. It was patricide where they were killing their parents.
There's a lot of patricide. That was the Terror Titans, yes.
Yes, the Terror Titans. Tiny
what
Terror
is it when
Titans.
your dad kills you?
Oh.
Spoiler.
Oh my. I don't know. I think that's just straight up child murder.
I mean, admittedly, he was like possessed by Azerothians. Those darn Azerothians, yes.
And forced to go on a killing. It's terrible. It's terrible.
It was a terrible time.
How could you bring this so dark?
Well, I'm just
Right off
bringing
the
up
bat.
that, I mean, it's dark times.
Unfathomable.
Well, we do have Cheshire on the cover. We do have Hawk on the cover. We have a cover that says Murder Over Mexico.
Oh, man, that sounds like a great movie title.
Yeah, and like I did say, it does say from the pages of New Teen Titans, Cheshire and Hawk.
Oh, okay. New Teen Titans.
But of course, no Dove, because Dove was killed in the crisis.
Of course.
On Infinite Earths.
Yes. We are Doveless.
And it does still tell us that the history of the DC Universe is must-reading.
It is must-reading.
We've also had a change of inkers. Again.
I know.
We've gone to Arne Starr now.
It's just constant. Just bing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is constant. I wish they had been more constant with the last inker.
Well, yeah. Well, you don't like this one. You don't like Arne Starr. You don't think Arne Starr's a star?
You're looking at the cover. I'm looking at the cover.
Yeah,
I'm not liking Arne Starr over Dan Jurgens. No, not at all.
Okay. Then you
I
get
think
to
it's
the
a
interior.
substantial downgrade in the art.
You get to the interior, you're like, oh yeah, for sure. Not great.
It's worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Arne Starr. Like, it's not like I disliked all of your work, but this is
it's just not in this booster.
We've made a substantial downgrade of our combination.
Yeah. It just wasn't as good as Dan was expecting. Both Dans, you and Jurgens.
Like Cheshire's lips are everywhere in this book.
Oh yeah. They're yeah.
Find a spot on her face. It's not her eyes. Her lips are there at some point in this book.
Well, timing wise, all right. Booster Gold, this book was done probably around the same time when Crybaby came out, and maybe Arne Starr is like, you know what? I really like that character Hatchet Face in that John Waters movie. Let's go crazy with those lips.
We've gone to page 7.
You're like, whatever, Greg.
We've gone to page 7. It just flipped to page 7 for a second.
All right.
And tell me in the bottom panels that is the same person 4 times.
Hold on.
If they didn't have the same color hair and the same shirt on.
Yeah.
Tell me that's the same person 4 times.
It's not. I mean, it's difficult.
Yeah. Maybe people can hear me now. Sorry about that. I should put the mic by my face.
You should put the mic by your face.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a smart thing to do.
Well, anyway, let's go back to the beginning of the story.
Back to the beginning where it all began.
I'm just like, let's get to this today.
Let's get to it.
I'm hyper focused. There's been a lot of work being done. I sprained my ankle today. It hurts a lot.
That's okay.
I'm really trying to focus, friends, on this book. My ankle hurts a lot.
Did you put ice on it? Did you put heat on it?
You don't
Did you put something?
I have done none of those things. I was working until 20 minutes before we started recording.
Why didn't you put some, like, wrap some, what? You know what you have in your freezer? You have like a half a cow. Why don't you wrap a half a cow?
That cow is mostly gone, Greg.
Why don't
I
you
bought that
put
half
some
a
of the
cow 9 months ago.
Put some of the leftover cow. The listeners don't know this. Put some of that leftover cow on your foot.
I mean, for transparency's sake. By the way,
yes.
To transition away from the ankle talk and better talk, did you know that listener Jason and I are both extremely happy?
Okay.
Because there is a new Legion of Superheroes series coming out soon.
Yeah.
And a new Jonah Hex series coming out soon.
Oh. Yeah.
So if you like Jonah Hex, if you like the Legion of Superheroes,
is Jonah Hex going to be in the Legion of Superheroes?
No. So you should
it's
support
the Legion
those
of Jonah Hexes.
No. Here I was trying to do a good thing, and look what you've done.
I'm sorry, I did it.
Yeah.
Continue.
I was trying to do a good thing, promote things.
Continue.
It was exciting for listener Jason. Podcast buddy Jason.
Yes.
And you tried to ruin his book. He doesn't want a Legion of Hexes.
He does. He doesn't want a Legion of Hexes? Why not?
No, that'd be a hex everywhere.
I'm pretty sure he does. That's
You're cursed.
That. You're cursed. You know who would like that? Listener Kyle would like it. You know why? Because listener Kyle thinks that when we do things like this, they're funny.
You're cursed.
You're cursed.
You're cursed.
If only somebody was watching this, but they're not.
You're cursed.
They would see them.
Okay.
Danhausen over there?
Yes. Yes, I am. I'm Dan, and I'm in my house.
Jeez.
Fact.
Oh my God.
And by the way, for all the people shitting on Danhausen's debut,
don't
in the World Wrestling Entertainment Company, do not talk to us.
Oh, we've been
cursed.
Fans. You're cursed because we've been fans for a while through everything.
It was just awful that AEW put him on ice for 2 years just because he's friends with CM Punk.
Yeah,
and that's just
messed up,
petty crap. Yeah. Anyway,
it's good that he's working.
AEW
again.
though, however, we did enjoy your show, and if you have tickets for us again, we're not saying you're bad or anything. You know,
no, just all good. Don't like what you do to.
We're saying it was a bad situation.
Bad situation for the talent. Bad situation.
You're cursed.
You're cursed.
So, yes, we flipped a page, and Cheshire is Cheshiring on page 1. She says, "This country never ceases to amaze me." I'm not sure what she's talking about.
Well, she's not. You got to realize she's amazed at what is happening she's at U.S. Biotech, a BGI company, and she's amazed at what's happening in the U.S. Biotech company in the U.S. because she's been spending so much time. She's been spending so much time in Russia or other parts of the world. She's a worldly woman, Dan. She travels all over the place.
I will also say, despite Cheshire's culturally appropriated costume that doesn't have any distinct country link, is that a fair statement, sir?
It's a fair statement. I mean, she just.
I appreciate that they don't draw her stereotypically.
She's worldly.
Yeah, I appreciate that they don't draw her stereotypically.
Yes,
that is good.
Yes, very good.
So that we do appreciate that, and we do appreciate like inclusion, and this is the 80s, so
yeah,
they're trying to have other characters. Of course,
yeah. Actually,
this is the villain.
Yeah, did a good job making a villain. Look, you weren't villains making a villain. There you go.
And the whole Cheshire and Arsenal storyline over time was not so bad.
I know they're not a bad team, the Arsenal. When you watch them, I mean, not my favorite, but they're okay. What do you think, Dan?
I'm gonna have to get my book back out. Let's see.
Not the Cheshire and Arsenal. I'm talking about the football team.
I bet we don't. I bet we don't find a lot of Speedy in here either. Unfortunately,
probably not.
Or Arsenal. Yeah, probably for good. I found Robin. I found a tiny. I do find it questionable when they put tiny titans in the best titans.
Tiny Titans and the best
Talk
Titans.
about art Dan hates.
You don't like that?
No,
Why not? It's good art.
it is, sure. We have friends that draw this way. I have a card from one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought it. It was neat. It's not my Teen Titans, okay?
He's an angry Dan. He likes Teen Titans where people die in cornfields.
Wow. No, I just knocked my book down. The other thing, yes, I will get back. I am very frustrated with a group I'm in on Facebook where somebody continues to post digital, AI slop.
Yeah.
And they have now labeled themselves in their profile as a digital creator.
Oh, that's good. Nice. Great. You're not a digital creator. You just are a person that types in junk and gets out junk.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yes.
Digital creator. Yes. Did they create the AI?
That's a good
Because
question.
if you created the AI and then typed things into the AI,
it fed it.
I could make an argument that you would then be a digital creator.
They had to feed the AI. To feed it, gotta feed it.
Well, speaking of AI,
Yes.
Cheshire is clearly worried about some sort of biochemical thing that would destroy the world.
Oh, yes.
And she's bemoaning the fact that Soviet intelligence is much better than she's getting here. She's trying to find the location of the chemical. She's broken into a lab.
Yes.
Some guards come in. Guards! And despite the fact that I now walk around Seattle with people that walk around like zombies due to the Sackler family.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we see them in Kent too.
Yeah, it's awful. We, in this book, have some sort of mystery biochemical that's going to take out the whole world.
Yes.
And we're not sure what Cheshire's doing yet. We're not sure if she's getting it for the Soviets to use, right? We were finding that out last time when she escaped and took off in the plane. Yeah. But she's wiped out a bunch of people at this lab. And
she breakdanced her way out of there. Yeah.
She's on to Mexico. Now she murdered those guys. Because as you're aware, Cheshire's fingertips are razor sharp.
Yes.
And have deadly poison on them.
And she scratched them like a cat.
Yeah, so she murdered them. Yes.
Straight up.
They're dead.
Yeah. Yeah, they are dead.
They are not coming back. This one's by Dan Jurgens, writer and penciler, Arne Starr inking, Bob Lappan lettering, Gene D'Angelo colorist, and Barbara Randall Kesel editor.
Yes. Very good. Yes.
So let's see what kind of Barbara magic we can get on this one to bring together these characters that seemingly don't belong in a book together at all.
Well, it's funny that you say they don't belong in a book because they are in a book. So
they are in a book.
They belong in a book.
We will see what happens. Now we flip to a page with Booster Gold in the middle, a man in a suit standing next to him, a man in khakis and a jacket standing there, and two blobs down in the corner.
Yes, they are not. They're color blobs of people.
I mean, it's frustrating because we've seen the high quality Jurgens art, and
do
you think he was rushed? Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it just the inking? Is it he draws a little bit looser and he's relying on an inker to tighten it up, especially when he's writing the book? Probably
might be column A, column B.
And it's
a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
I'm going to stop bitching about it. It's just really not working for me at all.
There you go. You're not alone against the chaos.
Yeah. It just sucks because actually I didn't find the written story here to be that bad.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty good.
But it does take a combination of things.
Yeah.
I mean, even look at Skeets.
Oh, yeah.
Skeets is no longer symmetrical.
Skeets is flat. It's like when Bob Kane drew Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yes.
It's just
Paper
flat.
plate Spider-Man face.
Yeah. It's a very weird, like an Easter egg looking skeets that's not good.
Well, and also like with the guy on next to
On the
Booster,
far
no
side.
human.
Yeah.
Yeah, no human could stand on the far side. The one right next to him.
Oh yeah.
No human could. The human body does not balance in that way.
No. I've tried.
Trust me. I have I broke my ankle today. Pretty much, we think, or maybe not. I hope it's not broken.
Put some
maybe
meat
it's just
on
severely
it.
strained.
Wrap it.
But it's
Tape it.
You don't stand it. That you can't do that. Well, anyway, Booster
He's
Gold's
got-
talking to. It says, Mr. Gold, I'm fully aware of the fact that you now own U.S. Biotech. When did Booster Gold buy a biotech company?
Oh, it's a BGI company. It's Booster Gold Incorporated. He bought it. He straight up did, I guess. Maybe he was making some moves in the middle of the night, buying things up. I'm Booster Gold, and I'm gonna buy some stuff because I wanna go up against that Starr Labs.
On full capitalist mode, he's like, "You're only president as long as I let you do this because I'm the boss." Did these companies all get bought by Dirk the Jerk while Booster was in the future?
Maybe. Dirk the Jerk was like, Booster, we gotta maximize your money. And the only way
we
to
know
do that.
Booster goes broke later, so I don't know how he got so.
What?
Anyway, it's
Booster
well,
goes
Skeet
broke?
says.
No.
While that appears
why
to
he's gotta
be the
get
fact
bagels?
now, Mr. Meyer, any intrusion into secured installation must be investigated at once by experienced personnel. So apparently there was a break-in and something bad happened,
Oh,
and now they're
man.
going in. And the blobs in the corner are saying that Booster is scrumptious.
Well, yeah, they're looking at his backside. Look at that. We can't see it, but they can see it. They're getting a full-on show, Dan.
All of a sudden, we can see Booster's abs through his costume.
Yeah, man. Bam. It's almost like they put one of those stencils on there and whoosh.
Well, now if you want to talk about art going off the chain,
Uh-huh.
we flip the page and we get an advertisement for the Dr. Fate series,
Yeah.
written by DeMatteis and Giffen and drawn by some Giffen and Dave Hunt. And we went from this
Uh-huh. Yes.
to whatever that is you're seeing
Yes.
for the art style.
Monster mouth.
How do you feel about the no mouth Giffen art style with mouths on the side?
You don't get a mouth, but you get a bunch of mouths on the side. It's a side of mouths with no mouth at all.
I did kind of like in Dr. Fate how all the Lords of Chaos were just kind of weird mouths.
Well, I mean, that's very chaotic.
Mouths are very chaotic. They create chaos. And then we get a flip for a book I actually like.
Yeah? You like this
yeah.
book? With
I like
Gluten-Free Man?
the random Outsiders Infinity Inc. team up.
Yeah,
It was
you like
fun.
the Gluten-Free Man guy? He's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's your favorite superhero, right? Gluten-Free Man.
Yeah, Gluten-Free Man.
Yeah, he extracts gluten from all the products you eat.
Exactly, and then it makes them safe for everyone to enjoy.
Makes them flat and hard.
No. Digestible and not problematic for those who can't eat them.
It's too bad. So we flip the page to, we hit page 5, and the blobs in the corner have now become women.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And she's saying, I want him for a night. And the other one's saying, Cheryl, what about your husband?
That-
Oh, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Anyway, the sexual harassment.
I know. That's their boss.
I mean, Booster Gold does have a fine ass there.
But they're looking at that gluteus maximus. The maximum.
They sure
glute.
are. I'm looking at that gluteus maximus. It is the best thing drawn on the page.
It is tight tauten.
Arne Starr only took anatomy of the ass.
He's
Everything
like,
else is...
let me draw this real well.
Yeah, nothing else. No other anatomy is good except the abs and the ass.
Abs and ass. I'm an abs and ass kind of guy. I draw nothing but abs and ass. That's my star quality. I'm Arne Starr.
I think the abs and ass is a special file I have in a special folder on my computer.
Oh my God. I believe it probably is.
So we have we've moved to here. Booster Gold's ass is taking charge. And he's taking charge of the break-in, and they see that Cheshire has done it. And in classic fashion, it's very nice. The strangely Timberwolf symbol, Skeets.
Yes.
That is Timberwolf symbol from Legion, right? On his face now.
Yes, it is.
Is now projecting
something
through the Timberwolf symbol. And it's Cheshire. And he tells them all about it. She's super strong. She's got fatal poison on her razor sharp fingertips. I did like this as a storytelling device. We learned about Cheshire very quickly. Thank you, Skeets.
Yes. And then Booster's like, oh, I like that kind of lady. That's my kind of woman.
He likes murdering.
Oh, I thought he just liked strong women that were fast, agile.
I thought he liked the women that were fast, agile, and murdered people.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Booster Gold? Not bad guy, are you?
You know what I had for lunch today?
What'd you have for lunch today, Dan?
Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let me
broken
know
rice and pork belly.
Okay.
It was absolutely wonderful.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's like the broken rice, and they put the fried egg on top, and then the pork belly on the side, and the pickled vegetables, and it was all things you could eat.
Yeah? Delicious.
Unless there was soy on that. Unless there was soy on the pork belly, and I don't think there was.
Unless they cooked it into Mary.
They may have. It was delicious, though. It sounds
fantastic.
Good.
It sounds really good.
That comes to mind because that plate was beautiful.
Yeah.
And when we flip to page 6, that beautiful plate is in stark contrast with the art on this page.
Oh. What do you mean? What don't you like about this page? What's wrong with it?
Well, for starters, we are now back to drawing cube landscapes, our favorites.
Yeah. Cube landscapes, lots of crazy doors.
This in contrast with the amazing backgrounds we were getting when they were in the future.
Yeah.
These are like 1960s Spider-Man backgrounds.
But it's the 80s.
And the U.S. Biotech is all out of focus.
I kept thinking my glasses were bad.
If my glasses were bad. I have new glasses, so...
Yeah, and
I have 2 new pairs of glasses, in fact.
Gosh.
I am so old. I got these ones, and I also got a pair of the outside ones, that transition, that get darker.
Get out of here. You got those kind of glasses? Man. Dude.
Yeah. I wanted the Booster Gold wraparounds, actually. That's what I should get next.
I'm getting a pair, and there's nothing stopping me. You know why? Because Squatcho Man said, do it. Do it because you want to.
Well, we have this whole discussion. This investigation is going on still. It's not very super exciting. And is that a fair statement?
Yeah, it's a fair statement.
There's a lot of dialogue. Nothing's
happening. And then he's like, hey, guy over there. And he's like, what you talking about, dude? Whatever.
Yeah, they're going to put Jack in charge of that. He'll take care of it, all the things. All right. Skeets has accessed the local telephone and listings located of Dr. Barrett. They're going to find her because she's the key to the mystery.
Okay.
You see. He, right? Dr. Barrett is the guy that got murdered that was in the lab last issue. Sorry, I messed it up.
Last issue.
So he goes there and a woman answers the phone. Answers the door.
The door, yes. The phone door. The door phone.
After a light of dialogue, she discloses that he may be involved in something here. And
he might be doing something terrible.
So we got about 75. No, there's a lot of words here. How many words we get? Like 200 words to tell us that he might be involved in something terrible.
Yeah, he's been doing terrible things. He's been
and she's 4 different characters.
Yeah, she looks different each and every. She gets older and younger at the same time, and her face changes, and her hair.
It's very weird.
And her eyes. And then Booster Gold looks different too. Well, we flip the page.
Bing bong. Yeah. We flip the page and we get Timber Skeets. And Booster Gold looking different again.
Yes.
Now he has a square face.
He's got a square face instead of the round face that he had in their last
Got out
page.
a square face in the last page.
It was round going square.
It keeps getting more rectangle as we go.
Yeah.
I feel like the inker likes rectangles.
Rectangle man, rectangle man.
We are headed to Mexico City.
Hey.
And Skeet says, how very interesting. There's a superhero known as Hawk, whose identity is Hank Hall. And Booster Gold says, Hawk, isn't he the loony who is affiliated with the Teen Titans? Yeah, the poor guy's having a nervous breakdown because his brother died. Yeah. Calling him loony. How insensitive, Booster.
Insensitive, Booster. Jeez.
You go buy a few companies, you become a billionaire, and you become an asshole.
Typical rich guy BS. It's just how it goes, Dan. That's what happens to these people. They become out of touch. They don't know what's going on. They need to step outside and touch some grass.
Didn't he just kick the actress out of his house because she was such a terrible person?
Yeah, and then he became a terrible person. That's what happens. You are near terrible people and you become terrible people. Transference.
Well, Hawk's walking around the city with the doctor, that Dr. Barrich guy.
The Hawk and Doc. What a crazy idea for a story. The Hawk and Doc in Mexico. What are they going to do? Is this a buddy a buddy comedy or an action flick?
It's hilarious buddy comedy. In fact, it's that type of buddy comedy where the Doc goes around talking about these poor impoverished people.
Yeah.
And the rich Republican asshole next to him says, worse, Doc, this really stinks to think that this place like this can even exist. While they work to do nothing about it necessarily.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
And we have some pictures of some impoverished folks.
Mm-hmm.
And Hawk says it will take years, but once they're talking about fixing everything, but he says it will take years, but once we lower the birth rate. Are they running a Malthus critique? Now, if you weren't a debater, you may not know what a Malthus critique is.
Please expand so people can understand.
Well, see, in college debate and in high school debate, people would run this position by John Malthus, right?
Yes.
Who basically said the world would overpopulate itself into oblivion and burn up all its resources. And so they would say, they would stand up and say, you would argue your case. And you would say, the topic might be, the United States federal government should limit the president's power to enact foreign wars, for example.
Okay, sure.
And you'd stand up and you'd run your case. And you're like, yes, Congress should pass a law to do that. And here's all the good reasons we do that. And then the other side would stand up and instead of arguing what you had to say, they would say, oh, well, anything you're doing doesn't matter. It won't solve anything anyway, because the world is going to overpopulate, use all its resources, and exterminate itself.
And at some point,
that's what we have going on here. That's basically what this doctor is telling Hawk, the Warhawk, remember? The Warhawk, yes.
Warhawk.
That the whole world is going to overpopulate itself. See what happens in Mexico City when it's horrible overpopulation, and this is awful, and look at all these terrible conditions. Yes. Despite the fact that in the 80s at this time, Mexico has enough oil to revitalize their own economy. They have not, in fact, used up all their resources. In fact, they're producing enough corn in the southern regions of Mexico at the time, and they have enough oil that if it was used properly or managed properly by the government, they would be able to take care of pretty much everybody. I mean, Mexico at this time had enough oil to have a sovereign wealth fund if they wanted to, like the Scandinavian countries.
And it's kind of why we, as a country that would be the United States and Canada, entered into NAFTA in the 90s, because they were doing well, and it was to be it would be to be across the way beneficial for everybody, because we were all doing well at the same time. Pull each other up.
Yeah, we decided to do this thing. It was to get rid of the tariffs So goods could run
Well,
freely
freely.
across the borders, and then you could buy them at the price they are worth, and then the goods wouldn't, say, inflate.
Because you'd have production in one country and move it across the border to bring it to the other country to sell it there, and then ship it to the other country in which it would be utilized and used and sold there too, and then brought back again as well. It's an amazing concept.
Seems like a good idea.
But you're not wrong. We didn't see any of those issues until the early 2000s, mid 2000s, when they started to actually have problems with their further economy or economic issues.
90s too, but
Well, yeah, the later 90s definitely. It was
International Monetary Fund's also a great help.
Yeah.
Sarcasm.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we get too lost on this, this comic is massively oversimplifying, but that's what the Malthus idea did, right?
Yes.
It massively oversimplifies, that maybe humans could choose to go down a different path, or maybe we could more efficiently utilize our resources to not run them out, or there's just a lot of things that we could happen here. By the way,
people have free will. What are you talking about, Dan? I don't get it.
We flip the page and it says, "Will Robin die tonight? The first of the new adventures of Batman."
He might if you make enough phone calls.
By the team of Max Allen Collins, Chris Warner, and Mike DiCarlo, the Batman team you will always remember.
Robin Killers.
And this wasn't Robin, no.
Not
Damn,
yet.
DeMatteis killed Robin.
Yeah. They were building up to the Robin death.
Killed Jason Todd, who should die.
What? No, Jason Todd was so cool. I love that guy.
I'm going to bring all these kids together and save the legends.
Hey. If it wasn't for a voice like that, then you wouldn't have kids like we have today. Huh? You didn't contest it? You didn't think so.
Well,
in the page.
Hawk and Doc continue on their journey, and we continue to learn about things, right? Doc is continuing on his critique. And I've been saying, Hawk, in the 13th and 14th centuries, the bubonic plague swept through the European continent that could not feed itself. And it took 20 million people with it. And then Hawk says, but nature can't do that anymore. We've taken that power away from her with our life support technology. And then the Doc says, yes, and so man must shoulder the responsibility for correcting the situation. And today, Hawk, we will assume that responsibility. These people are wackadoodle.
They're very wild.
What is this? This is Thanos.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, yeah. Gonna take away half the population to be able to minimize and restart the reset button.
And the Doc says, 40 years from now, when the world is no longer overcrowded, starving cesspool of humanity, we will be remembered as heroes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
this sounds great. These guys are great. Hawk the hero. We love this. Yeah, these are stand-up guys.
Hero Hawk. Yes, we love him.
He's apparently amenable to this because his brother died and is not there to talk complete sense to him.
Well, when he's not in the costume, he's a logical guy. When he puts on the costume, he becomes slightly illogical, Dan.
It is interesting that Hawk shows up here because pretty soon we're going to have a Hawk and Dove series that Barbara Randall Kesel is highly involved in.
Oh, well, I mean, got to reboot it somehow, right? Well, spec.
Yeah. Booster shows up in Mexico.
Yeah.
And he says Mexico is quite different in 2462. He says it will become a beautiful metropolis, thus negating Dr. Barich's whole idea. Unless Dr. Barich is successful. And then it all worked, and that's why it became a beautiful metropolis. And
oh my gosh. Yeah, well, that would make sense. You get rid of everything and you start fresh, and it's just like, oh, wow. What a booster. What's going on, dude?
Well, we flipped the page, and Mr. Gold let's somebody in Mexico, the police, I believe.
Yeah.
Now, I would say if I were taking anatomy lessons from this drawing, you would learn that the nose is on the right side, left side of the face.
Yeah.
And then the mouth is in the middle, and then the cheeks. There's not really cheeks. There's
this is
half
terrible.
a cheek.
Yeah. It's like they did a very bad. Like, I'm gonna draw a person, but it's gonna be a Mr. Potato Head person.
I mean, this is the level of art that would have me stop reading a book.
It's pretty bad.
I mean, I like books for words, and I shouldn't say stop. I read all of the Keith Giffen Legion books, even when the art went cray cray.
Sideway, yeah.
But this is
when you got Jack looking like three different people on the next page, it's
and remember how I was talking about not depicting Asian characters racistly? Yeah. And then we have Jack.
Yeah, well, and he looks different in every freaking panel. And he looks like a different Asian guy.
Though I might not blame the art for that. I might blame the coloring for that.
Yeah,
depiction.
Yeah. I mean, he's very tan.
With a tint of yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
he gets yellow.
Oh, God, top of page 11, Jack's face.
Oh, yeah. And Jack's face looks like somebody like touched him with a of an angel and smooshed it a little bit.
And then middle of page 11, Jack's face.
It's the best Jack's face on the whole page.
And then bottom
worst. Worst Jack's face.
What the hell is
that one? That one looks like if you're like, all right, draw Jack like he's trying to be Bruce Lee, but he's not Bruce Lee. And he's going to punch a fortune cookie with his hand.
Well, Booster's getting mad at the police commissioner, saying he's not going to do anything. He gets in to see the police commissioner. The police commissioner has suddenly lost his mustache completely.
Yeah.
He looks like a completely different person. He now has curly hair and a large nose.
Yeah. It's not even the same guy.
It's all dialogue heavy, and we're going to go to Skeets for telling us a story. So he's going to say, Jack has transmitted the bacteria's genetic breakdown. So that's the bacteria that Dr. Barrich is going to use to reduce the population down. Okay.
All right.
Skeets is like, it will kill most humans instantly, and only those in a few areas will be spared. Its touch will survive. So Booster, at the bottom of page 11, who has now become a completely different character.
He looks like Jacko. Remember Jacko from the late 80s, early 90s? The Australian guy? He does.
Like, what is going on? Like, what is happening in this book?
This art is very, very, very wild.
Now we turn the page and we get Dirk, the sex symbol.
What's up, everybody? I've lost 20 pounds and I look like Billy Ray Cyrus. Coming over and I want to give you a slice of hot pizza. And I'm not talking pizza from the box. I'm talking pizza from my oven. And I didn't bring an oven. That's right. I mean my pants.
Just, what is is that Trixie?
It's supposed to be Trixie. And she doesn't look like Trixie. This art is terrible. This whole book is just fucked. I'm sorry. We went there. We are not monetized anymore, everybody. We went halfway through the whole show.
And you were the first one to swear today. Not me.
Because this book has gotten me pissed off.
Because you're getting a softer, gentler side of Dan.
Get a softer, gentler side of Dan, who has a broken foot, and a Greg who just can't handle this ridiculous art.
Honestly, I'm just trying to be softer because I don't want to be kidnapped by the Squatcho Man.
Squatcho Man, I if he kidnapped you, I have a feeling.
Also, after you did that, Danhausen would have demonetized you as well.
What?
He doesn't swear.
Oh, well, that's true. I cursed. I cursed so that I got cursed.
I'm letting everybody
God.
know if you're not on video for this one,
Uh,
I'm sorry.
uh,
So we
you just go back and rewatch the whole episode.
we flipped the page and we're on page 13 now, and quite possibly the most racist depiction shows up.
Oh gosh, jeez.
If that person even has a face.
Whoever that is in the red,
Yeah.
or are you talking about Jack? Every version of Jack
I was
on
talking
this
about the
page.
person in the race. I mean, Jack has 7 different there's 3 Jacks on this page, and there are 7 different faces for Jack.
Well, what's crazy is, I mean, I don't even think Chun-Li was a character at the time, but how did they get Jack to look like Chun-Li?
This is beyond I don't know. Well, anyway, they're still tracking down. They're using Team Booster is still tracking down.
Is he
these
talking
guys,
into? Oh, they're talking into their wrists. That's why he's okay. I keep wondering why is he making an anger fist and like shaking his hand in every panel? He's got a wrist communicator. Everybody, I'm a dum-dum.
Well, we flipped the page, and of course we know because Hawk can't fly.
He can't fly?
Dove flew, right? Hawk couldn't fly, but Dove could, right?
Hawk just has giant, big paper wings.
Well, Hawk says, all set here, Doc, but I can't help wondering if this is really going to work. Too bad there isn't some way to test this bacteria of yours. Seems like a good idea. You should just test it on the human population of Mexico.
Yeah. Why don't we just release coronavirus on everybody right now?
And he says,
is that what they're doing?
Although you are releasing your bacteria today, it will take years for it to settle in and affect the population. No one shall suffer from it directly. And years from now, after infiltrating the gene pool and reducing the population to the manageable level nature dictates. So the bacteria apparently just makes people infertile.
Okay.
That's not a human rights violation.
No, not at all. No, it's never been done.
They've
before.
heard of the Tuskegee air.
I was just gonna say it's not for people who are listening that might not be caught up on this. It's not something that just happened in other countries, but no. Yeah, it's just the great United States of America has done it to their own people here, at home and abroad.
Oh, yes. I want to be clear. I'm not attacking Planned Parenthood here. But if you look at the founder of Planned Parenthood's writings,
yeah,
not so great.
Planned Parenthood does
so great
services for those who need it.
Yeah.
But yes,
it just shows that the organization can evolve away from its foundations. Its original
foundations. Yes.
Founding,
yes.
not foundations, but founder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
some
that can be said for many
eugenics and how the poor shouldn't be able to populate the earth, and
that can be said for many groups.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically the same thesis as Idiocracy.
What? Are you saying that movie's based on factualities? Because, I mean, It's true. It's true. The plants do love the electro... The what is it that they love? The lights?
Ronade?
Browndo? Wait, you drink water? You drink from the toilet?
You want to put water from the toilet?
From the toilet?
On the plants?
The plants?
Well, anyway.
I need to go watch it again.
Electrolytes. Here, I'll get it right. Finally.
It's what they crave. It's what they crave.
It's what plants crave. There you go.
Oh, man. And to think that movie, not only did it kind of semi-predict certain things, but it also gave us Crocs.
The fact that it gave us Crocs and the fact that Hardee's thought it would be a good idea to have their name in the movie.
I mean, Hardee's Starbucks costume. I live at, I mean, you have, I mean, we've both lived on the other side of the country, so we understand the deliciousness of Hardee's, but we also understand the
Hardee's right around the corner.
You got a Hardee's
Carl's
on the
Jr.
corner?
It wasn't Hardee's. That's not true. It was Carl's Jr. I actually messed it up. Hardee's and Carl's Jr. are the same.
I know they're the same, but they're different.
And it's Carl's Jr. in the movie. I just messed that up.
Yeah,
I had a brain malfunction there. Yeah, it's Carl's Jr. in the movie.
But I mean, their menu's slightly different.
No, it's the same restaurant.
It's not the same. Hardee's dog.
Now
you get a Hardee's dog. You get a Hardee's dog. You get a Hardee's dog at Carl's Jr.
Now,
I don't think so.
Now, Crystal and White Castle, them different.
Yeah, very different.
Very different, as in they will both give you the runs immediately.
Oh yeah, they're gonna give you the runs. But I mean, I bet you I could eat like, well, no, not now with my newfound issues, but like, I mean, back in the day, I would have powered down like 10 White Castle burgers without even a
spent
thought.
They spent that whole movie going to White Castle so they could just spend a day in the bathroom upon returning. Like, that doesn't seem like the best idea.
Yeah, no, it is bad. I mean, bad news bears all day long. Crystal couldn't do that too, though. Oh.
Well, Hawk starts flying and Cheshire dumps on top of him.
Jumps on his back like, hey, buddy.
Yeah. You'll notice, while I believe that's supposed to be a hawk symbol on his glider, we once again have a Timberwolf symbol show up.
Timberwolf.
I had no idea Timberwolf was going to be in this book.
It's so much Timberwolf.
Well, Hawk gets jammed up in his own glider. Cheshire scratches him.
Cheshire scratches the Hawk because she wants that.
That's
hawk.
Bad.
Yeah. It's bad news.
And she's like,
"Did she scratch him on purpose?
I hate you."
Oh,
she absolutely did. She says, "And my thanks, Hawk, and you'll not retrieve it either," because she takes the bacteria from him.
You know what's really bad is on the bottom of
says,
page,
"Wait,
on the
you're
bottom
too
of page
busy
15.
flying that glider." Wait, I got to finish her. We missed it.
Okay.
Too busy flying that glider. You ask if she was. You ask.
Yeah. I know.
Far too busy to protect yourself from my deadly poison. Die, Titan, die. Her extremely good dialogue here. Yes.
Yeah. So when I read this the first time, I had to read this again the second time because I did not read the slash. I did not read the slash on the bottom of page 15 as slash. I read it as salsa, and I thought they were dancing.
I would also just say that the word slash is the best part of the art on the page.
It also looks like salsa.
Why are they flying in a yellow sky too? Like, what is going on?
Well, I mean,
if the sky is that color, we're in real trouble.
What you don't know, Dan, is the ionosphere isn't real. It is actually, it's been a bunch of TV monitors holding up this idea of a sky. What happened while they were in the mid-air fight was that it was captured by the artist that the ionosphere... Huh? What?
Formerly known as Prince.
Formerly known as Prince. That the ionosphere was actually yellow at the time and not blue because somebody was changing the channel.
Okay. Well, we flip to page 16.
Oh my gosh, and the channel has not changed yet. Yes.
Hawk is falling out of the sky. And he's mad because the Ruskies now have the formula, he says.
Okay.
Cheshire is happy. She says, "Farewell, Titan. I'm giving and she talks in Russian and the Russians are saying, Cheshire, we're very pleased with you. And then
look at this.
Hawk is saying,
so, we don't even just get booster butt, but we get Cheshire butt too, because on that third panel of page 16,
we get much better booster butt in the bottom panel of page 16.
Yeah. You get the beefcake, but I mean,
well, and Hawk is doing his best Red Fox. I'm coming, Don.
And I'm coming.
God, it's another one. Oh no.
It's happening. It's the real one.
And that's just like Red Fox on the show. Booster Gold grabs Hawk and flies him away. He lets him know his name. And Hawk's like, well, you should have let me drop gold something. I can't read the writing there. Probably for the best.
Oh wow! It looks
being
like
poisoned, and I'm sure I'm goner anyway.
Yeah.
Seeing a Lord of Chaos can't survive poison. Anyway, we flip the page. Annual 1987, Batman Annual number 11, Two Tales of Love and Terror. Mortal Clay by Alan Moore and George Freeman, and Lovebird by Max Allan Collins and Norm Breyfogle.
Are you telling me that the Batman is in love with the Penguin and Dr. Freeze at the same time?
I believe I'm saying he's in love with the Penguin and Clayface at the same time.
Oh, Clayface. I'm sorry. I thought that was Dr. Freeze holding his wife. Sorry.
Maybe it is. It could be.
Could be. It could be Clayface.
It could be. It could be. Clayface can be anyone. You flip that around. Clayface can be anybody.
That's true.
Well, we maybe it was about Mr. Freeze. That sounds more like an Alan Moore story than a story about Clayface.
Yeah.
I have not read that comic, so I don't know.
We'll have to find out.
Or not. Okay, so we've got Booster, we've got Hawk. They're flying and stuff.
Yeah.
He drops Hawk, puts him down. And now Booster's got to go after this bacteria.
Oh, man.
And the Doc's up there on his big rock saying, I don't know what I'm going to do. This isn't what I wanted at all. No fighting. I thought I would create a weapon of mass destruction. It violates people's human rights. And nothing would go wrong.
Oh, man. Yeah, exactly.
That's basically
the Doc
what
on
he's
it.
saying.
The Doc on his
Doc
rock
on a rock.
Doc on a rock without his Hawk?
Can't have a Doc on a rock without a Hawk.
Oh, no. I balk at all that talk.
I wouldn't want to mock.
Wouldn't want to mock. And that's why Booster Gold has to shoot a helicopter out of the sky.
Yes, that's a good transition. And Cheshire and the Russians are now going down. They've lost rotor control. They're doomed. And Booster's like, we can't have people crashing. So he grabs Cheshire. I don't know that you can carry people that way. He apparently is carrying her by her bazoombas.
He is. He's like, they grab you by your bazoombas.
I mean, I'm sure how you hold somebody up that way. I believe with that angle, she would just fall right down unless the only way you would be held up is if
Dan, Booster is strong.
Apparently.
And he's like, and he's like, this is my kind of woman. I will make sure she won't die.
Well, Skeets is letting Booster know that the bacteria is still on the helicopter, which seems bad because the helicopter explodes and the bacteria is going to go everywhere.
Oh, man.
They're like, we may have started a disastrous event. Twisting like a beast in pain, the burning Hulk spirals violently to the sun-baked earth, and Dr. Peter Barrich feels the icy grip of terror looking into its frigid fingers around his body, for he knows what is to come.
The best panel in the whole entire book, I hate to say it, is this one right here, looking at the Doc on his rock without a Hawk.
And it's annoying because the story is actually really good. We've been kind of pitching at the book, but his pulse quickens and his heart races erratically and his mind runs amok, spinning like an out-of-control ride. His glorious plan, born of flawed logic, seems now to dance and laugh at his folly. Out of the fire, a cloud of yellow death emerges, its only purpose to purify the human race and to do away with those who make contributions to society and make the world a better place to live. And the Doctor dies from his cloud of bacteria. Now, of course, we've got to get this bacteria captured. We found out the Malthus critique is always as shitty as it was when we were doing college and high school debate.
Very true.
And for the debaters out there, if any of you are listening to this, you know exactly what we're talking about.
They know.
Like, I have no idea. That's fine.
Hawk has
John Malthus' logic was flawed. And here we go. And then Hawk's like, that liar conned me. And
He's
didn't
like,
sound
come
he
on,
was
man,
talking.
I'm going to kill him. Oh, he's already dead.
And he's like, how could I be so freaking dumb? I mean, it seems self-evident, Hawk. You've been dumb. When we read the original books with you in them, you were dumb, and you're dumb now.
You've been dumb the whole time, dude. I'm sorry, buddy, but we're letting you down easy on this. You dumb.
Well, we're not actually, because Booster steps in to say, yeah, you misguided idiot. How could you possibly have gotten involved in this insane scheme? So we are not letting him down. We're not indeed letting him down early. We are easy. We are, in fact, destroying the rest of any self-confidence Hawk might have possibly garnered from deciding to do the right thing. Booster Gold creates a giant force field, contains all of the stuff by rewiring his costume. That's a new thing. I didn't know he knew how to do that.
Skeets tells him how to do it.
Skeets tells him how to do it. That's true. Yeah, Skeets tells him.
And Booster's like, all right, coach, I'll do it.
And then he destroys all the bacteria. And now Cheshire's pissed. He's like, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Booster's like, all right, at least it's not growing any longer. By the way, Cheshire, do you carry an antidote to your own poison? And he says, of course not. Why would I ever do that? Because he wants her to give it to Hawk. We flip the page. We get an advertisement for Amazing Man.
Yeah, it's amazing, man.
Not amazing, amazing.
Amazing. That's amazing, man.
We also get a classic advertisement in here, which we haven't seen in any of these comics in the entire run. You can become a muscle man. Join today.
Oh, dude, I want to be a muscle man.
You get muscle in 7 days using dynamic tension.
7 days of muscle.
You could reach Howard D. Rogan's Sky in Rosedale, Queens, New York, to buy 25,000 comic books.
What? Or have that person have you come to... Wait, do you have to go to their place in New York to pick them up? Is this a scam in which they are luring you to get the comics? Oh, man, how many people fell for this scam and they showed up?
We got a lot of comics. We've got a private collection. We've got comics grab bags. Disgusting. Even doing that trick back then. Golden State Comics.
You know what's
Centaur
funny, Dan?
Comics.
You know what we're doing here at the Retro Emporium?
Yeah,
we got grab bags of comics just for you. We're calling them the Dan Grab Bag Comics.
You are not. You will take my name off that immediately.
It's not just your name. It's a lot of people named Dan.
Yeah.
I didn't say your last name. I just said Dan.
Wow.
Loophole.
Wow. Yeah.
You're like, I hate you.
Yeah.
Squatcho Man approved.
Well, I did learn something today.
What'd you learn?
Soul said that Squatcho Man is his mortal enemy.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I mean, they have a long history. They go back when...
And then that's Soul of another podcast that Greg is on that he can't even spit the name out of.
Nurse in the Crypt.
There we go.
I almost said Funny Book Forensics, and I was like, that's the podcast we're doing.
Well, you could have got 2 free months of comics here if you ordered your comics for the year.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Same comics we talked about in the last episode, so I'm not going to do that again.
Yeah.
Booster's like, you're lying. I'm betting you carry at least a small personal amount of... Yeah, it's talking about the poison again.
Yeah, I bet you do. I'm going to throw you.
He's like, you better heal Hawk, or I'm going to throw you into the giant bacteria ball, and you will die.
Yeah, that's a good way to get somebody to do what you want right in their life.
She does give Hawk the antidote, so he's healed. Hawk is now all better. Booster has saved the day.
Yeah.
The Russians are mad.
Oh, they are angry.
And they're insulting capitalism.
Yes.
Booster destroys everything. He punches out the Russian. And everybody goes on to live happily ever after with the yellow skies. Hawk goes away.
Yeah, I know. He leaves
Hawk in Cheshire and the Russian guy there. And he's like,
in the middle of the desert.
civilization. And he said, "How do I get back?" And Booster says, "Do what any worm does, loser, crawl."
He does.
Booster sounding very Guy Gardner in this issue.
Yeah, and then he like totally does like the Gen X thing, and he's like, and he like crosses his hands across his crotch. And he's like, okay, and then flies away. And Skis is like, yeah, suck it. And you're like, no cell, man, wow.
I mean, no, I was distracted. I'm sorry. I did think it was. I was actually thinking about it. I liked it. Yeah, I no-sold it. It's because I was looking to see what letter we wanted to read from.
Oh, okay.
The Gold Exchange.
You picked the letter, but I have some insight on some of these letters, as usually you do. But I have done some research.
Oh, I see. Well, I was going to pick the letter from David Gilham of Rural Route, number 4,
right.
box 98D in Coffeyville, Kansas.
Okay.
67337.
Okay.
He says Booster Gold number 13 was boosterific. I have always wanted to say that. Both the art and the storyline really captured my attention. I kind of like the interchange between Booster and his nurse.
What? Oh,
that
one issue, and when
that's where they're going. Yes. They're getting ready to go to the future. They're going to find
yes, and then it comes back to the future and brings the food.
They're going to find Rip Hunter. Yeah,
yes.
I feel that you should tone down Booster's ego a little bit, and one way to do it is allow him to take heed of the nurse's speech and the fact that his mother died as a result of his actions.
Oh,
now on to Trixie. I agree totally with Tim Tuckett's letter that Booster and Trixie should develop a romance. But don't rush it. Let it happen gradually. And don't give up. Don't give them a date. Then interrupt it in a call of duty, please.
Oh.
Trixie as a sidekick. That sounds like a way to add a twist to your book. But again, on this issue, let her grow into the role and don't rush it. If you can think of a way to give Booster some permanent powers, please do so. Then you won't have to go back to the future every 13 issues. Dan, your work on this book has been excellent. Keep up the good work. Dan responds, by now you should realize that Trixie has no intention of becoming Booster's sidekick, David, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we won't see Gold Starr in uniform in action again. And who will Gold Starr be?
Oh, I don't know.
You do know.
I do know.
Because you told me.
What?
In the past.
That is his sister?
Spoiler? What, you're spoiling the book? Okay, well, you had some insight on a letter.
Okay, so we read a letter a couple of issues back. We talk about a lot of letters that are in the Gold Exchange and that fit into a lot of these books.
There's no Pouncey in here
there's no Pouncey, there's no TM Maple, but there is a familiar name in this letter column in the Gold Exchange. Yes. Do you see the familiar name?
I'm looking right now.
It's like a word hunt, everybody. Dan is looking for a name. Will he find it? The game.
I see Elvis.
That's not the name. Elvis is familiar, but it's a letter that you read a few episodes back.
I see Dan Jurgens.
It's not Dan Jurgens. Dan did not write a letter to himself.
Which letter did I forget that I read a few?
You read a letter from a Jamie S. Rich.
Okay.
In the letters column. And we had an exchange back and forth about...
there he is. Jamie S. Rich from 5613 West Avenue, M4, Quartz Hill, California.
And 93536. And we were going back and forth about, the Jamie. So I did some research because the name popped in the Greg Mind Matter here. And it indeed was who I thought it was, but I didn't want to say it during our podcast before until I knew. But this is the early writings of a Jamie S. Rich who would become the editor of Oni Press and move on to other things such as he'd become the editor of other comic book companies and other comics as well. But he is also a writer. And has written quite a few books under his belt.
He's not underselling the hyperbole here. He says in this letter,
yes,
he said, I'd like first to relate my views of Trixie as if you couldn't. Guess. Keep her in the suit. She has the makings of the greatest heroine since Phantom Lady. Besides, she looks gorgeous in it. Also, she and Booster belong together. His days as a playboy are over as far as I'm concerned. And he's an editor, right?
Yes. So he becomes an editor. This is early Jamie, like junior high, high school, probably junior high. Jamie, these are his early writings. He even talks about it on some podcasts and talks about it in some blogs and stuff like that about his writing start, his beginnings of writings.
Well, he did mention Rip Hunter's time machine being destroyed.
Yeah. So talking about his experience writing The Gold Exchange and these things, and oddly enough, we did cross paths in my early times at the Oni Press offices when he was there, and I was coming in with Junior Braves, so it's interesting. So yeah, it's
fun fact. Well, Jamie, when you get around to listening to this podcast, which I'm sure you listen to every week,
he listens to all the podcasts all the time, and he's got a little finder on his thing that says anytime his name is popped up, he listens to the thing.
Greg found you.
Yes, I found you. I almost reached out and stuff, but then I didn't want to be like, do you remember me from our like 5-minute conversation one time back in 2011 or 2010? And yada yada. Anyways, I'm doing this podcast now with my friend we found you, read your letter in the booster, call it the Gold Exchange, and just was like, hey. Yeah. Oddly enough, I read a lot of his books when I was some of the books that he had written and edited when I was going through my process of writing stuff, because he was pointed out as somebody I should take note of. Not by him, by somebody else.
Good news in here. Yeah. There is one more letter we should highlight.
Yeah.
You know that whole you missed the point meme?
Oh, yeah.
Gary Helen says, the tie-in with Legends Saga was nice, but you should have Legends banner on the cover. No. They stayed as far away from Legends as possible. They were like, let's put them all away. No, come back 3 months later. No.
Yeah.
Well, I would say assessment of this book, fun story, terrible art.
Fun story, terrible art. I mean, we had a fun time talking about the terrible art. If you decide to go back and read this yourself, you will see it firsthand. I say should, just because we had to. But if you don't want to and you want to take our word for it, go ahead. A lot of things.
Well, next issue, we go back to Mike DiCarlo on inks.
Oh, man. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, and then in the continued inconsistent art teams, it's they have Al Vey ink the next issue after that.
Okay, well, I mean, hey, at least it's...
And then they have Arne Starr ink the next issue after that.
Oh, consistency. We go Arne Starr, somebody else.
And then they have Ty Templeton ink the next issue after that.
Oh, Ty Templeton.
And so you're going to get, if you like, if you enjoy the more cartoony style.
I was just going to say a softer style of inking. Ty Templeton.
And then you get Ty Templeton.
What's funny is before you even said that, I was like, yeah, he inks a very soft style, a very smooth, like fun lines. That's the best way to say it. Fun
and
lines.
You get it. And the interesting thing is, Bruce Patterson's still inking a bunch of the covers.
Okay. Well, so they kept somebody that's keeping the covers looking solid. It's the bait and switch. Oh, look at this book. I need this book. And then you get it and you're like, oh, the interior is what it is.
Well, here's a crazy one for you. Next issue, you get Jerry Ordway inking the cover. and Mike DiCarlo on interiors.
So that's good though.
Yeah, but it's like bizarre.
It's bizarre but good. Like
And
I would just buy that book just to have it.
and
Tell
it's
me you
Booster Gold
wouldn't.
number 18. We're going to cover it next week.
I know, but
And
tell me you wouldn't have that in your collection just because it's a cool combo.
I do have it.
See, people, get it because Dan has it. Booster
Yes,
Gold
I do have all
18
the
coming
quarter
at you
books,
next
and
week.
I do have all the quarter books at the end of the Booster Gold run. Yes,
He's gotta.
All right. Well, we should wrap this thing up.
Wrapping it up like an ankle that's hurt.
Yeah, well, that's going to get wrapped up soon. Maybe some pizza, all sorts of things happening. There. I would just like to say, number one, we've already mentioned it, but if you are looking for the Squatcho Man,
Yeah.
and you want to support
mountains?
his right to work,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah, you should immediately go to. First off, I believe you should go to the Retro Emporium in Kent, Washington.
Okay.
And you should try to relive your childhood by looking around for great things that you could buy.
True.
And
I mean,
during that process,
yeah,
you should find Greg.
Okay.
Approach him and say, free the Squatcho Man now.
You know what's funny though is listener to Kyle came up and said, "Hey, what are you guys talking about next week?" And I was like, "I wish I could tell you because honestly, I don't know if we're recording an episode."
Well, listener Kyle, you now know what's going on.
You got to look for the Squatcho Man.
Also, if you are running into a problem like the Squatcho Man,
yeah,
and you need it solved,
call the A-Team.
You just don't go to any lawyer.
No,
you don't go to Murdoch.
No, you don't go to Murdoch.
That's a terrible idea.
No, that's bad news.
You don't go to Murdoch. That will just mess you up. You know what you do though.
What do you do? What do you do?
Yeah. What do you do? What do you do?
If you're in trouble, you do.
What do you do?
Yeah, what do you do?
You contact Paul Boudreau, jiu-jitsu lawyer Paul.
Oh, bye.
At 253-656-4475. Or you could just stop by Certified Jiu-Jitsu, Certified Martial Arts, on the corner of 27th and Jackson in University Place. 27th and Bridgeport, because that road Nate changes names. And so it's not confusing at all.
Right?
But if you were getting off at Highway 16, you get off at the Jackson exit, and then we become Bridgeport by the time it got to 27th.
It's true. Yeah. It's true.
You just turn left and you keep going, and then you would get to Certified, and you could train with Paul.
Train with him, tell him your problems, and then win at life.
Yes.
All around.
Exactly. That's exactly. And so if you need somebody to sue the hawk, trying to exterminate the earth with a biochemical bacteria solution, you just call Paul.
Call Paul.
And then finally, of course, there's a Kickstarter that will be coming out very soon. We'll have the link for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. It's called The Bioterror of Alex, Spreading Myself Across the Universe.
No.
A cyborg story.
It's not that, but there's going to be a link in the thing for the thing. You should go
Travis
to that.
told me that was the title.
I don't think that's the title, Dan.
I think it is.
You saw the art.
Back to that last issue we were in.
You saw the art. You know it's good.
Oh, you don't think it's Arne Starr inks?
Oh. Brett,
I'm sorry.
Wow.
My apologies, Brett.
Oh my God.
I would never compare your art to this ever in a million years.
Arne Starr's great, just not a Booster Gold, and definitely would not be Alex approved.
Yeah. I think the biggest challenge with Booster Gold here is they obviously at this point know they're getting rid of the book. And so they've tiered it down, and now they're just giving them the rotating inkers, and that sucks.
And it's just going to who's got time.
Our team consistency is key, and it sucks to see it go down like this, especially when the stories were getting better.
Oh my God, they're getting so good, and when the art's not holding up its end of the stick, it's just a bunch of poop.
Well, on that note, we should go.
Yeah,
and remember,
it's
not
time
just
in
you.
November.
Oh, it's the art.
It's not just you; it's the art.
That's it. We'll see you soon.
Bye. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.